Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to December's Mornings with Mayesh show, guys. I'm going to give everyone a few minutes to join us and get settled. I hope that you grabbed your coffee, especially for those of you who it's super duper early, like 7 o'clock in the morning. Thank you for joining us. I am Yvonne. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Mayesh, and I love doing this show with you guys. So come on in, share this if you guys have a second. Share it with your Facebook friends. I would really appreciate it, letting them know about this awesome flower show you are about to watch. Jamie from Portland, good morning. Say good morning, guys. I'd love to know where our viewers are watching from. This is great. Hi, Jennifer from Huntress Florals. Repping. Yep. I love that. Good morning. So while everyone is coming in, I just wanted to share with you a little bit about today's show. As usual, we have Dave Taggy and Shelly Anders helping me answer all of your flower questions. Thank you for everyone that sent them in. I totally appreciate it. Without you, we wouldn't have a show. Laura from Colombia. What time is it in Colombia? I have no idea time zones. I'm really bad about that. But thank you for joining us, Laura. Tristan from Fort Wayne. Good morning, guys. Debbie from Portland, another Portlander. Is that what you say, Portlander? I don't know. Alicia from Flirty Fleurs in Seattle. Thanks for joining us, Alicia. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so we have Dave and Shelly, and then I also have a super special guest, Kaylee Young from Flourish by Kay. She is our 2018 Mayesh Design Star, and I'm super excited to have her here. We're going to do a little Q&A, talk a little bit about her background, her design philosophy, and of course, the Mayesh Design Star workshop. My teammate, I just wanted to mention, Allie in the back. She is in our control room, if you will. She's going to be answering your questions as they pop up, helping post links and things like that. So hi, Allie, and thank you for helping us. Good morning. Okay, but who else do we have? We have Lauren Lane from Atlanta. Good morning. Oh, yes, Jamie says, Portlanders. I'm Crown and Thistle Floral. Thanks for joining us. We have Sharon from Pretty Petals Design, Hartville. Good morning. So I love this. Oh, and I'm so just excited to see everyone joining us. Also, make sure that you stay to the end of the show because we are going to be announcing our Instagram workshop giveaway winner. So excited about that. And we will be sharing with you, I will be sharing with you a exclusive promotional discount code just for you for our 2018 Mayesh Design Star workshops. It's only going to be valid to the end of the month. So I'm excited to share that with you guys as well. So good morning, good morning. Let's see, what else do I have to say? Do you guys know about our 2018 Mayesh Design Star workshop? I hope that you do. I feel like I've been talking about it a lot. Our Miami workshop that's happening in January is almost halfway sold out. So it will sell out. If you guys are waiting to buy your tickets, please don't because you're going to have to be on a wait list if you wait too long. We're just so excited. We're going to also be in Charleston. We are going to hit up Santa Barbara and also Salt Lake. Super excited. And then if you guys don't know yet, we also are doing a Keto International Workshop Experience. I hope you guys can go to that. I'm super excited. We're actually going to be doing a really cool story today on Instagram, just so you guys can get to know that a little bit more. We're staying at this amazing hacienda. Kaylee is going to be there. Veronica, she does our Spanish design videos, if you guys have seen those. And it's just we're going to do farm tours, do some other day trips. It's just going to be a really amazing experience, and I hope that you can join me. I will be there. Allie will be there. Pat Dawson, our CEO, he's really an amazing person to travel with, and he's been to Quito a bazillion and one times, so he'll be a great tour guide for that as well. So, all right, I am going to get started with the show. Again, if you guys are joining us, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please share this with your flower friends. I would love for them to watch. Okay, so I'm going to bring on Dave and Shelly. Let me just do that real quick. and then we'll get started. If you guys do have questions while we are talking, go ahead and post them in the comments, and we will try and answer them. We have a very packed show, so if we don't get to your question today, we will add it to next month's show. And I'm all off. There we go. I'm kind of in the middle now. You guys all look good. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Shelley. How are you guys?
Morning, Yvonne. Doing well.
Good morning.
Good. Thanks for joining us, and we'll get started, right? Oh, and real quick before we get started, I want to remind you guys that we do this monthly, and our next show is January 16th. So mark that on your calendar, and I will definitely send out an email about that too, so that way you don't forget. All right. So let's get started on flower. What's going on in the world of flowers? Dave, do you want to kick that off for us?
Sure thing. Well, happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
I'm wearing my flannel to be in the season.
I love it.
All right. So Christmas can get kind of boring with the same color palette every year and, same scheme. So here's a few ideas just to make your Christmas stuff sparkle this year. Euphorbia fulgens is one of my favorite seasonal things that they grow in Holland this time of year, and it can bring a modern flair to your arrangements. It's tall, it has a dramatic arch in it, it adds visual interest and movement, and it comes in the familiar red and white seasonal colors, so that's great. A relative to the poinsettia family, it bleeds that trademark milk, so you kind of want to wash your hands after you handle it. It can be slightly toxic. So I did send a picture. Are we able to throw that up, or do you want to just show that later?
I'm gonna share my screen. I might just be a little bit behind you because apparently I have to add it back to Chrome. I had a bunch of computer issues last week, so sorry.
Okay.
I'm working on it. I'm gonna share my screen in a second, though.
Okay. Well, we'll move on to my next favorite. Ranunculus are in good production right now. They're also being produced in Holland, and we're seeing a lot of those fancier varieties return. The clonies and the pom-pom varieties with the different variegations in color. They are sold on the auction in Ellesmere, so pricing can fluctuate depending on the in-demand colors. Always consult your Mayesh rep when you're pricing out weddings and trying to procure these kind of novelty flowers. Let's see. Moving on to amaryllis.
I love amaryllis.
Yeah, they've become really, really popular in the past few years, and not just for Christmas. People are using those in all kinds of stuff. There are really cool new varieties, crazy cool variegated patterns, unusual colors are coming into production, some with multiple petals. There's one called Green Valley. It's my favorite. It almost fades to a perfect match to the Mayesh logo color. So how can you not like that? Right?
Oh, love it. Perfect. Can you guys see it? I'm sharing my screen. Do you guys see that? No?
I'm not seeing it yet.
Oh.
I see Dave.
There's the Green Valley.
They're so pretty.
Yeah, they are. They're really cool when they're open.
I love the mocha ones. They're my favorite.
That's Charisma there, the red and white variegated. And there's our Clooney palms and the pom-pom varieties there. There's the euphorbia we spoke about. All right, so let's see. There's a really cool triple petaling. There it is. It's got a goofy name. I can't remember. It's sweet something or another. So I should have wrote it down. Sorry. All right, moving along. What about greens, you say? Well, there's a lot of novelty alternatives to your standard Christmas greens being supplied by our friends up in the Pacific Northwest and beyond. Why not try some blue spruce or gold cryptomeria instead? Using novelty and unusual colored Christmas greens allows you to move out of the standard red and white color palette and create your own unique holiday style. So there's the blue spruce and there's the gold cryptomeria.
Beautiful.
Spruce has that nice piney smell that everybody wants, but it's got that almost kind of powdery blue undertone to it. It's really cool. Anyway, as always, visit our website to see the complete list of seasonal availability at www.mayesh.com.
Thank you. All right, I'm adding myself back in.
Nice.
I did it. I gotta find my notes again. Hold on, I'm all discombobulated. There we go. Okay. So our first question is from Carrie, guys. She says, I was just curious about this. When I go to my local wholesaler and walk around the cooler, how can I tell which flowers are the freshest? Is there a secret code? Thanks. Do we do secret codes?
Well, first off, we only use the freshest flowers for filling pre-orders. So, therefore, by pre-ordering in advance, you're guaranteeing that your order is being filled with only the freshest flowers. During our busy season, we encourage that you place pre-books about 2 weeks or more in advance. It's kind of a first-come, first-serve system. We try to be as fair as possible. If you choose to come in and shop our inventory, ask your sales rep which flowers are the best. We tend to stage our shipments as they arrive in different places, so it's easier for our crew to pull pre-books and reserve the flowers for those orders and deliveries. If you're a regular walk-in client, it's easy to spot which are the freshest ones. Although once a week we do sort through everything in our open inventory and eliminate the flowers that look like they're ready to perish. So everything gets consolidated at that point and merchandised. But if you're ever in doubt, I think most of us kind of have a little bit of a system so you can kind of tell which is which. Be nice to your sales rep.
I love it. Good stuff. And great question, Carrie. Thank you. Next up is our flower care questions. The first one is, and I think this is from Instagram because I don't have a person and I feel like I have a hard time staying like profile names sometimes, so I just skip those, so sorry. But this person wants to know, what's the best trick for keeping cut flowers as long as possible? I've been using pennies lately. Thanks.
There are a lot of wives' tales and like home remedies to get about the same thing done that a floral preservative will do. It really gets down to a few, concrete basics, and I think I cover those a lot, and I don't mind repeating them. First and foremost is proper cold chain management. Flowers don't like temperature fluctuations, so by maintaining a constant temperature between around 36 and 42 degrees, you're keeping them in stasis, which greatly extends their shelf life. Number 2, use the right kind and the correct amount of floral food. Know which of your flowers are bulb flowers and need a formula with hormone in it, or which ones can just take a standard solution. More is not better when it comes to flower food. Always follow your manufacturer's directions on it. Number 3, always cut your stems at an angle with a sharp, clean implement. This will help with the water uptake by not blocking stems. Don't let the stems sit on the bottom of the buckets because that'll clog up the stems. Don't let water sit on the surface of the leaves or petals, as this can activate botrytis spores, which are present on all flowers and greens anyway. And keep your stems stored loosely in your bucket so that you can get some airflow between them. These are all important. I know Shelley has some additional criteria she wanted to add on that too.
Yeah, I think the most important thing that I see people not doing is changing their water and keeping their water clean. I can't stress that enough. I always tell people, if you wouldn't want to drink the water, neither do your flowers. So if you see bacteria or cloudiness or any green in there, that's bacteria. So bacteria will clog the stem of a cut flower faster probably than anything. So make sure you keep your water changed daily. And a lot of people just don't want to do that, but you have to change your water daily, recut the stems, like Dave said, making sure you give it a sharp, clean cut, make sure your tools are clean, your buckets are clean, all your vessels are clean. Using bleach to clean your containers is very important, especially if you're reusing them all the time, because residue hides in all those little nooks and crannies and can create bacteria faster sometimes. So make sure that you're doing that. Clean, fresh water is the most important thing.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I like it. I like how you said, if you don't want to drink the water, neither do your flowers.
and you know, I have to say, I have so many customers as a flower shop owner that would bring me in their vases filthy. Like, I mean, if you went over to a friend's house and brought some dishes to borrow or to use or whatever, you wouldn't bring them your dirty dishes. But a lot of people just don't think it's important to clean a vessel. So yeah, make sure.
Right.
And it needs to be like drinking water clean. So yeah.
Good stuff. Susan wants to know, are magnolia leaves best stored in or out of water?
This one for me?
Sure.
Okay. You can do either with them, but if you want long-lasting foliage for the season, if you're doing them in arrangements for holiday work, I would leave them in water. They do better. They will last long for you. They're pretty long-lasting leaves. You can also preserve them with glycerin. There's a glycerin treatment that you can do with magnolia leaves, and that's a lot of what you see on the pre-made garlands and the wreaths and things. They've been preserved. You can find instructions for that online. I won't go into all the details on how to do that. But also misting them, if you're using them in a wreath or a garland, you can mist them periodically. Just make sure that you're not overdoing it. You don't want to saturate the leaves, but misting them will help. And they dry naturally and they'll curl on their own, and they still look attractive that way. Magnolia leaves are one of the nicest holiday foliages you can use because they do dry well and they don't shed. And they have that very cool kind of velvety brown on the back too that looks nice when it dries. So, but either way, you can use them. They'll hold up pretty well.
Yeah, I love magnolia. I had a wreath, I think, for like over a year, and it was dry. Yeah. It was beautiful.
And you can store them also. I know from the South, we have customers that have stored their complete magnolia garlands and just reuse them every year. So you can put them in storage bins, but they will hold up really well for years.
Wow.
Great.
Awesome. Dave,
just pull them out and dust them off, right?
Blow dryer on it.
Well, I agree with Shelley. Most things are best in water. You can dry store a few things, and we actually do that here in Phoenix with a few of our hardier greens. We went out and bought some of those giant Rubbermaid storage tubs with the locking lids on them, and we've got them labeled. They're stacked in our cooler. People can easily see what's available to them, and they can shop from them, and then we just keep the lids down on them. Most things that we do store in there are things that are hardy enough to store for a couple weeks, but they do get rotated out and put back into water. So
great. Awesome. All right, on to flower design. The first question is from Carrie, and she says, I've been designing for 17 years. I feel like I put out really classy high-end arrangements, and then for some reason I feel like I've never put together a flower arrangement, and I struggle and work to bring it back up to my standards. Sometimes it just never gets there. The arrangement is okay, but does not have the wow factor. Do other florists feel this way? And if so, do they get their mojo back? Where do they go for inspiration? And before you guys answer, or I think it's Shelley, she's answering this one. I would love to hear from the viewers. What do you guys, where do you do for inspiration? Do you have the same, do you fall in the same kind of situation that Carrie does? I'd love to, if you guys can answer that in the comments, that would be great. Shelley, what do you say?
Oh, yeah, guys, this is everyone's feeling. Every florist goes through this. It's such a common experience because you have to remember you're all artists and you're all creative types, and it's really hard sometimes to see yourself as business people too, and all the things that factor into being a florist. So sometimes you'll go through periods where you're designing for years and you think, I am on fire, I'm doing great, and then you make something one day and you're like, this is crap. How did I even get a business going? Why are people even buying from me? You have these thoughts. They're all self-talk. So remember that you have to see yourself confidently and make sure that you know who you are. Understand that you are not like everybody else and that your designs are not going to be like everyone else's. And try to just be assertive in your design. For finding inspiration, one of the best things I've seen as a designer of 30 years and coming in and working here at Mayesh is all of our florists are so collaborative now, and they work together. So don't be afraid to reach out to your peers. Ask them, can I come work for you for a few days? Will you come work with me for a few days? I'd love to get your input on my designs. Can we swap shops? this is a great trick. If you want to go and run your friend's shop and she comes and runs yours for a week, this will give you perspective on how other people are designing. Obviously, we do wonderful workshops here at Mayesh, and a lot of your friends in the floral industry are doing workshops. Always fun to take those. But don't beat yourself up. Just realize today's not a great day for designing for you, and tomorrow you're going to be back at it. And just believe that, because most all of us are artists, and that's the thing you have to remember.
Yeah, I think so too. And just from, I mean, I'm not a designer like all of you all that are watching, but I write a lot, and even Allie, who's in our control room, she does a lot of creative work, and there's just sometimes where we just get stuck, so sometimes it's like a super easy article that I need to write, but for some reason it just takes me a really long time to get it started, but then once I get started, then it's okay. And I think just taking time out for yourself, doing something different. I also find that, like, if I feel like I'm not doing my best work, that I just need to take a break sometimes, like go take a walk, or, just something totally not what you're doing. And then that helps. Yeah.
Doing something even out of the box, like, okay, I know I do flower design every day. Maybe I should try oil painting today and see where that takes me, or look at yourself as a creative in a different way, or build something with your hands, or realize, this is just a process we all go through. It's just burnout sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It does. It happens to the best of us. Okay, so my next question is from Erica, and she wants to know how we make those large 7-foot floral hoops and how to prop it up. Erica, I just want to let you know that last month we talked about this in the video kind of a little more extensively. Christy was actually in watching, and so she shared some insight about all of that. So to the actual mechanics of creating the base of the hoop, she had her husband do it. And she said you could just go to a welder and tell them what your dimensions are, and they can create something custom for you. It's pretty inexpensive, she said, and you're getting like a real sturdy product. To prop it up, for the video that we did, they actually hung it from a tree branch, and that's how they did it. And I'm sure there are some other things. Shelley, did you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, most of the large hoops that are made are being constructed custom. So basically you have to, if you're going to use it freestanding, you have to have a form built to stand it in. So it depends on how the hoop's made and what you're using. I think there's different kinds of materials that people are using to build those hoops, because I don't think there's a wreath that's made by any of the manufacturers that's quite that large, a wireframe wreath that's quite that large. So most people are making custom ones. But having a base welded to stand that in, and you need to make sure you have a proper base for that, because it's a large piece, and once all those flowers are on it, it's going to be quite heavy. So I'd make sure that you test that out and make sure that it's working for you before you try to do an install, and try to do something that's professionally made if you can, and not amateurly made, because that kind of thing could be a disaster if it falls over. Hanging it from a tree, or hanging it, if that's always great, because you can usually secure that pretty well that way. But these are really popular right now.
Yeah, they're really popular. And just so you know, when they hang it, they use the airline wires, I think they're called. Again, I think it's in the blog post, and we'll post a link to that in the comments too, so that way you can get to the replay and the show notes. Great question, Erica. The next question that we have is someone asking if we can do a tutorial on wildflower wedding bouquets.
Well, I am down to do that. We've actually kind of been playing around with the idea of me doing some design tutorials, just because we do the classes already. I might start videotaping those. But I think that would be a fun thing for us to do, just to do some simple basic how-tos on bridal bouquets for our series, our video series. So
yeah. Me too. And, we'll have Kaylee on later, and we're always brainstorming ideas on new future videos. So I think that's great. So
that would be a great one for her to do. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I just wanted, there's no comments about here, and I just wanted to make sure that you all know, I'm sure because it's all over everyone's feeds, but did you guys see that Pantone announced their color of the year, ultraviolet? I like saying that. I think it's a great color. Someone wants to know Mayesh's approach to designing with it. And so, you know, I don't know if you guys have any thoughts there, but I just know that there's a lot of really cool flowers in this color. The first thing that comes to my mind are the vandas, the Anko vandas that we sell, I think have a bunch of varieties kind of in that color scheme spectrum. So did you guys have any thoughts there? And I think this is a question too I can throw out to Kaylee when she's here.
Hydrangeas, delphiniums, anemones, there's a bunch of stuff that you could match up or even ombre with this into a purple to blue scheme. Yeah, it's cool. I like your blouse too. It kind of is.
I was going to say the same. You're feeling it. You're feeling it.
I am. I like bright colors. I like bright colors, blacks and pinks, and yeah. So I like this color. I think it's pretty cool, and it's totally different than kind of what we see now in every pretty much flower post that's out there. It's funny. I try to get away from the blushy, pinky posts. But they're the ones that always do the best. Do you guys see that too in the comments? I don't know. What do you guys see? I try to post different, it's like flower polls and things like that, but all the time it's always the blushy color. So I'm anxious to see if like having something bright and popping will change that up a little bit. We'll see.
Classics never die, Yvonne.
I know. Never die. It's good. Good stuff. I'm just looking through some of the comments, you know, while we're talking. So we're going to move on to flower business. And the question is from Jamie. What does an average floral wedding shop look for? What floral/wedding shop look for when purchasing from you versus other suppliers? I'm just starting out after a long career in a non-artistic but rewarding occupation. I've always worked with flowers, but after mostly self-taught until I took a course last year. To gain experience, I think I should intern and not necessarily take more courses, but more hands-on experience. I don't want to run a full bridal business, but perhaps freelancing photo shoots, events. Is interning a good idea? How do you go about finding a place to do this? I'm not sure other designers would hire someone with as little commercial experience on my resume. How do you even go about getting freelancing jobs? Is it all word of mouth? I do love workshops and the skills and networking they provide. I don't want to work in a shop. Any thoughts from your experts? So that's a lot. And any thoughts here I think would be great for Jamie.
Yeah. Well, first to address the first question, there were so many, Jamie. Let's talk about that, and we love that. First of all, Mayesh specializes in catering to the wedding and event industry, and we do have beautiful, unusual product. I think that's what sets us apart from a lot of other wholesalers, if I have to say. So we do try really hard to look at what your needs are. It's really great to connect with the sales rep at a branch. So if you're new starting out, it's very intimidating to go in and order flowers. So go in and meet and talk to sales reps. Find your perfect sales rep for you. It's like finding a good hairdresser. Yeah. Sometimes you have to move around through the sales reps to get one that you connect with, and they can help you. They can help you with your pools. We do a My Mayesh pool. We're famous for that. And the My Mayesh pool is also a great way to show you and showcase what we're doing. Oh, can you guys hear? There's a little bit of noise in the background going on. Showcase what we're doing. So if you have a budget and a color palette, you can send it to your sales rep, and we'll put that together for you. And that'll help you if you're new too, because you may not know the names of everything, and you may need help with putting an order together. So we can help you with that. As far as interning, definitely. I've addressed this before in our classes, in our broadcasts. If you can get in with a very good shop, a shop that you respect and admire, and you like their work, go and intern with one of those shops, or even a studio event florist that you like, and intern with them so that you can learn the tricks. And don't be afraid to also just intern at a regular brick and mortar flower shop. You have to learn everything in this business. And you'll be a better, more well-rounded designer if you do. If you strictly focus on just working with wedding and event people, you will not understand the whole scope of the floral industry and how it works. So you do need to work at flower shops and get that perspective as well. But it's just a fake it till you make it kind of way to do things. You have to start. Everyone starts somewhere. And right now with Instagram and social media, it's sort of a good thing and a bad thing because you can start your own business almost instantly on Instagram if you curate your photos well. And you can do it a little easier, I think, than in the past. It was a lot harder as a floral designer to get started sometimes because you had to work many years at a shop. So I think it's a good idea to try to just go out there and give it a go.
Yeah. And I think just, starting small, you don't have to do big, giant events right away. You can do small things and work your way up from there. You don't have to be a celebrity designer right off the bat.
Exactly. Take your time and realize it takes time to become a designer and get, put the work in. It takes a lot of hard work. It's a true grit is what I say. This is not a job for lightweights. You have to really understand that you're an artist, but it's also very hard work too. So understand what you're getting yourself into because it looks really glamorous online, but understand what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly. No, that's all great advice. Thank you, Shelley. Marketing news. I love this kind of stuff. So I have a question from Rebecca. She says, my website doesn't pull up on a smartphone looking like it does on a computer. Is it worth to invest the money to redo my website so it's smartphone compatible?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure.
People will not, they will, if your website does not pull up and they can't get it to work within seconds, they're gone. They just don't have the time and they feel like in this day and age, everyone should be on it with that. So you really do need to have your website be compatible to any smartphone apps, because if you want someone to look at you, they got to be able to do it within that first few seconds. You've got their attention. You're not going to get it back. So definitely it's worth the money.
Exactly. And then I wanted to ask all our viewers here, Trista, yes, you must be smartphone compatible. I would love to hear from the rest of you guys. Are your websites smartphone compatible? Are they responsive? Let us know in the comments. And so I want to say yes. This is something I'm very passionate about. I just recently redesigned the Mayesh website, and one of the main things that I wanted was a responsive website. So you don't have a mobile website and a different website, because then you have two different entities to update. It's a lot of work. So it's worth it to find a way to have one website that adjusts itself depending on the size of the browser that the viewer is using to look at your content. So, and it's just so important. I'm also on the WSFA, the Wholesale Florist and Florist Supply Association Committee. And that was one of the things that I pushed for when they were redesigning their website too, is when it was very cluttered and kind of old looking. It needs to be easy to read on the eye, but also, again, needs to be responsive. And so now they have this beautiful responsive website. And it just really helps. If you look at any studies, and people I use my desktop a lot because I work on my desktop, right? But a lot of people don't. They're not in front of that. So they're really, if you look at your Google Analytics, hopefully you guys have that kind of information, and you look at how many people come to you phone versus computer, it might be 50-50, or even more on the phone. It's been growing and growing leaps and bounds every single year. I know ours has grown double-digit percentage for the last couple of years. And so just making sure that your user experience for your mobile people is on point, because otherwise they're going to leave and you're going to lose business. That's my stand. Let's see. What else are people saying? Let's see. Laura Lane, yes, it is. This is a must. I design websites to Squarespace, and it's an awesome resource to build a beautiful site that is mobile responsive. hosting and domain is included in their pricing. So that is a really great tip, Laura and Lane. I also like Squarespace. I developed a website on Squarespace. I love it. Mayesh.com is hosted on WordPress. And WordPress has the .com, .org. We self-host our own things. We have a really big site, so doing hosting through them doesn't really work very well for us. And also, we get more. You can customize it more. So just take a look. But the WordPress.com, if you're just starting out, is a good option for you as well. And there's a whole bunch of other things. And this is actually an article that I want to do for you guys. We just haven't had the time to do the research because it's pretty expensive. So one day we will have a very great chart for you guys to look at and give you all of that information. But in the meantime, if you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out to me because I love talking about that kind of stuff. I could probably have a whole webinar on this, and maybe I will one day when we're done with our article. Let's see. What else do we need to talk about? Oh, Instagram news. Can you guys tell that this is my favorite social media platform to talk about? Because I like to talk about it. So I don't know if you guys noticed, and I think it's rolled out because I haven't. I always feel like I'm the last one to get everything new and fun. But Instagram stories, you can now highlight them on your profile. So old ones, archived ones. It's a really great feature. So if you guys aren't using stories yet, I hope that you are. This is another reason to start using Instagram stories, guys. Not only does it have just great response rate, but now you can highlight things on your page, which I think kind of goes hand in hand with, this is old news too, but you can now share old photos and videos. Do you guys know that? Dave, I know you're a big Instagrammer.
I need a course to catch up on all the new things that are rolling out recently.
I know, but see, you're here with me, so I can update you once a month. Another reason to tune in and show up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. There's so many things. I'm actually behind on keeping up with all my social media news, and so I'm sure there's more to share with you guys, but it's just really exciting. Allie's going to share the TechCrunch article about the Instagram story highlights. And then also I need to find a link to share with you guys. And apparently this is old news too, but I'm just seeing it the last week or so. This is old news dating back to August, September, because that's old in social media world. But I can watch Instagram stories on my desktop, which is amazing. So like if I have my Instagram right now up, and I can show it to you guys real quick. Hold on. I need to share my desktop. All right. Oh, I'm not going to do that because I think it's going to be all funky with the cameras. But if you go to Instagram.com on your desktop and you go to the feed, you'll see on the right-hand side all of the stories, and you can watch them all, which is so amazing. And I love that because I also have bad wrists. Does anyone have bad wrists from typing and all of that? So holding my mobile phone isn't something that I always want to do as well. It hurts my hand to do that. So I'm just very excited. Again, more reason to put some effort into those stories, guys. All right, Dave and Shelley, I am going to let you guys go, not unless you have anything that you want to add before I leave.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays to all of you.
We'll see you next year.
Yeah, see you next year. Thanks for your help, guys. And I am going to bring on Kaylee. So I will see you guys next month. Bye, Dave. Bye, Shelley.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of time for extra questions, guys, because it's a packed show and you guys sent so many great questions before the show. Again, I will definitely look through those comments and add them to next month, I promise. And I am going to bring on our next guest, Kaylee Young. Here she is. Hey, Kaylee, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am good, thank you. So I'm so excited to have you on. We have already been busy, as you can tell everyone, shooting videos, planning workshops, and I just thought it would be a great time to introduce you to some of our viewers and for everyone to get to know you. So welcome. Thank you for taking the time to do our show with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good, good, good. All right, so let's get started in the questions. So you were first trained in a more traditional flower shop, and then you learned from some studio designers like Tinge. We all love Tinge. How did both of these educational experiences influence your mechanics and design style? Do you think it's a combination of the two?
Absolutely, 100%. Like, I worked in a floral shop for about 3 years, and those skills that I learned there are just irreplaceable. They're the fundamentals behind all my design. And like, just knowing how to do everything in such a procedure, like clean and cut procedure, like how I process my flowers, how the mechanics work of like making different arrangements. Even though I don't use everything that I learned in a shop, there are so many like basic techniques that I learned there that laid the groundwork for me to be able to do whatever I wanted to do design wise.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of took, I think having that base level of being able to have learn all the fundamentals. And then after that, once you know the basics, you're free to like explore and create on your own. So I think that's kind of how my style and my florals like kind of came to be.
Awesome. Good, good, good. Do you want to talk a little bit about your design philosophy and where you draw inspiration from?
Totally, yeah. So my design philosophy is kind of just make it look natural. So I just make it look, and by natural, I mean effortless. So I don't care if you're doing like a modern arrangement or if I'm doing something like really whimsical or something like with a lot of pieces from nature that's really natural. Like I just want all of my arrangements to look fluid and to look like they flow together, they go together, they look effortless. That's kind of like the biggest thing for me. And then color is huge for me. And I think just like finding the perfect colors and then finding the perfect blending colors is kind of like one of the funnest things I think for me to do. But I love telling a color story through my flowers. So yeah, mostly just keeping it fluid and natural looking, and then having all the colors flow really well.
I love it. Do you have any favorite color combinations that you enjoy working with the most right now? I know it's hard to pick one. And then is purple like ultraviolet anywhere near any of that? I'm so curious your thoughts about it.
I'm so scared of purple. I'm so scared of purple. I don't know what it is. I just like, I don't know why. It's just so intimidating to me. But so I don't generally use purple unless I have like mauves with it and like a lot of different colors that I feel safer with.
Right, to soften it up a little bit.
It feels so vibrant to me.
Yeah.
But pink is my favorite color, and pink ends up in almost every single one of my arrangements somehow. I just feel like it's like the perfect blending color. Mm-hmm. So like right now, my color palette, I feel like my signature color palette I always come back to is red, brown, and blush.
Love it.
Really like that monochromatic pink kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my favorite.
I love pink too. That's probably one of my favorites as well. And before it was very trendy and seeing it all over.
I know.
Instagram.
I loved it before it was trendy, but now I still love it even more.
Right, exactly. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about your mood boarding process? I know that's a big thing with you, and how it helps you as a designer, which we love. I love the mood boarding stuff, and it helps our lives, making it easier as well when we're communicating.
Absolutely. I think that sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. No problem. So the mood boarding process, just for our workshop, we're doing a whole mood boarding activity, which is really, really cool. And for the video shoot, you created some mood boards as well, which we kind of, messed up. You guys don't know, just so you know, I explained it to Kaylee when we were first talking that just because we're Mayesh doesn't mean that our product doesn't get messed up, and that happened. So for our last video shoot that we just recently did with Kaylee at the end of November, a whole bunch of our product didn't make it through. It got stuck. So we had a whole bunch of Dutch product coming and it just didn't make it. And Kaylee created these beautiful mood boards that we weren't able to really use in the video anymore because it didn't match the product that we used in the video shoot.
But I think that's the florist game. Like if you can't take all your flowers not showing up and you having to figure something out, then you shouldn't be a florist, because I feel like that's like half the job.
Right.
It's just always making do.
Right. So how do you go about creating your mood boards then? Like where do you start to do that?
Yeah, it's such an interesting process. But basically, I mean, I just started doing it recently. I think most people do it every day, just like with their Pinterest board. I think just honing in on your style and like putting like words that identify your style like together, or words that identify the wedding that you're doing, or identify like the shoot that you're working on. If you can just hone in and like really like make your vision super clear. And I do that by mood boarding. So generally it starts with a thought, like I have a mood that I want to capture. I have an inspiration photo that has like really sparked something in me, or I have a color palette that I'm really interested in. It starts with one thing and then I just kind of build on it. So I'll just start pinning and I'll make like a mood board, and then I'll kind of edit it down to like my top favorite things, and then kind of go edit it down to like my top favorite things. And then like it's just becomes clearer and clearer. Like as you go, even if you can't fully put it in your brain, like what is going on in your mood board, it like your ideas will come out. Same with like your style, same with like all of those things. And when I'm putting together a flower order too, I always start with one flower. So I'll pick a color palette or, whatever it is I like, and I'll pick my one flower that I really want to highlight that I think is super beautiful in that color palette. And I kind of build my whole like flower order around that. And I think that's something that can be super intimidating if you just think about putting together a mood board or putting together like a flower order. But if you just start with one little idea, I think that's how, it kind of all comes together and it flows naturally. And it's, I think it's the best way to do it. That's how I do it.
Great. I love it. We're going to talk a little bit about the workshop, and I just wanted to show you Dottie's comment right here. Ooh, can't wait to see the mood board activity. And it's going to be awesome. So I'm super excited. And it's one of the things that kind of drew us to Kaylee and selecting her to be our 2018 Mayesh Design Star, that we loved that piece of it, in addition to the rest of it too. Which brings me to just what is your hope for each attendee to walk away with at the end of each Mayesh Design Star workshop? And we're super excited about that. I also have a video that's of you talking about the workshop that's almost done from Logan of Tailwind Visuals. So I will be sharing that soon. But in the meantime, do you want to share your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So I'm super excited for this workshop. I think it's going to be amazing, by the way. So excited. But I think everyone that comes obviously is going to feel like a sense of community and a sense of like bonding. And then also I really just hope everyone leaves with like a better sense of who they are as a designer. Because kind of my whole philosophy is just that, be you, and that's going to be the best you can do. Like, just be the best you can possibly be. Like, embrace your style, embrace who you are, embrace what you love, and other people will love it too. So I just want everyone to kind of come away like feeling confident and feeling like they have better defined what their style is, and maybe, like leave with some technique tips. And it's obviously beautiful photos for your portfolio. It's just going to be all around totally awesome.
It is. And I just know from this past year, even it's such a, I can't even, you have to be there to understand how it feels. Like at the end of the day, you're there all day with us. You know, we're all work hard. You're listening. Everyone's, taking notes, and just the camaraderie. And it's just an amazing feeling after you're done with one of those. I think it's just a great time to take a time out, step out of your bubble, and do something for yourself. So super, super excited. And I cannot wait for Miami. Speaking of Miami, it's really cold here, guys. It's going down in the 40s.
It's really cold where you are.
I had to wear a sweater.
In Portland. It's crazy.
I'm not used to it, though. I had to turn on my heater. But yeah, in January it'll be nice again. It'll probably be like high 70s, low 80s. It's gonna be perfect. So awesome. Super excited, Kaylee. Do you want to tell us a little bit where people can find out more about you and what you're up to?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say follow me on Instagram. I update my live stories a lot. And then I post a lot too. That's kind of where you can see what I'm doing and then behind the scenes. And then I keep a lot of my really beautiful portfolio work on my website, which is linked on my Instagram. So Instagram is the best way to follow me, track me down.
I love your Instagram, and we'll post that link too in the comments for you guys. Do you guys, while we're here, I know there's a little bit of lag on Facebook versus what's going on where we're at, but if you have any questions for Kaylee, let me know. I would love to know. Let's see. Dottie's saying Asheville will be 11 tonight. That's way too cold. I used to live in Cleveland, and it was very cold in the wintertime, and I don't miss it, I have to say. Not at all. Okay, so Nicole, yeah, what was that?
I said, sorry, Dottie.
I know, sorry, Dottie. Nicole says she wants to know how many people attend each workshop. So right now we have 30 seats open for our U.S. workshops and 20 seats for our international workshop. So our Miami one, as I mentioned at the top of the show, is almost halfway sold out. So it will sell out well in advance of the date. If I've learned anything from this year, I kind of see that happening. And so I hope that you get your tickets very soon. Very, very good. Any questions? Okay. Oh, and Allie posted your Instagram link, and which I will show that so that way you guys can see that while we're talking. So go ahead and visit Kaylee on Instagram so you can check out her beautiful feed. It's so awesome. She's so talented, such a great designer. I am going to, while we're here, Kaylee, do you want to know who won our Instagram giveaway? Super excited about that. And she was here, so I almost said her name and I just felt like I was going to give it away, but she is here. I don't know if she's still here, but she was here at the top of the show. So let me bring up my agenda so I can put it on the screen. So do we do the drum roll? Drum roll! All right. So the winner for Instagram giveaway is, how do I show this? Hold on. Let's do that. Here we go. Flower Girls from, yay. I might totally mispronounce this. Thibodaux, Louisiana. I'm so excited, Flower Girls. So thank you so much.
Yay, congrats.
Yeah, so exciting. Congratulations. I will be in touch with you on how to make that all happen, but you get a free ticket to any U.S. workshop, or you can apply that amount to the keto workshop, which is going to be amazing. I'm so excited for that, guys. You don't even know. Thibodaux.
There we go.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
I had no idea. I even Googled it and listened to a couple of them, and they all said it differently. So, yay, Flower Girls!
Yay!
Oh, there we go. We won. Yay! See, you're still watching. Congratulations, and I love this kind of stuff. So very, very exciting. Next up is, while Kaylee's here, I thought it would be fun to do our Mayesh Design Star promo code, especially just for our viewers. I am not going to email this. I am not going to be doing anything other than just saying you have to watch our Mornings with Mayesh show. So I just wanted to say thank you to our viewers and give that code. And let me type that in because apparently I did not do this correctly. So I'm going to do that. Promo code. There we go. And here it is, guys. It's mornings because I'm really creative when it comes to promo codes and things like that. So use the promo code mornings. You will get $50 off each ticket that you purchase. And this is only valid until the end of December. So you got to hurry up and get your tickets. I also, while we're here, wanted to mention our international workshop. So we got to get these tickets sold. I know they're a higher price ticket item, but I have to do a cutoff date on this. So that way we know when we're going to be booking everything for sure. So the cutoff date on that is January 21st. If you guys have any questions on that, just let me know. Accommodations, meals, all of that are included in the price of the ticket. You just need to buy the workshop ticket and a plane ticket, and we take care of everything else. We even get you to the hacienda. We will take you to all the places that we're going. And it'll be so much fun. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. So much exciting things going on. Someone needs to make a YouTube for pronouncing things. Haha, Ryan, I totally agree with you about that. Code isn't showing. Code isn't showing. Hey, Dottie, it's on the screen. It says promo code mornings. Do you see it, Kaylee?
I see the promo code.
Okay. And then mornings. And I will also, I'm saying it too. Mornings. Type in mornings, and it can be caps or all lowercase, and then I promise it'll work. I tested it out yesterday, so it should be good. If you have any issues, just reach out to me, and I'll help you out. Cool? All right, guys. Do you have anything else you want to share, Kaylee, before we leave?
No, I think that's it. I'm just super excited.
I know, me too. I cannot wait. Like I said, I can't wait to share your video too. It turned out so good. I need to send you a preview. I'll send you a preview. And we just have so many exciting things happening. I wanted to, no, not mornings. Code isn't showing. Promo code. There we go. Allie added it to the comments. So in case you guys don't see that, promo code is mornings to get $50 off your tickets by December 31st, guys. So thank you. All right. So I'm going to say bye to you, Kaylee, and I'm going to do my closing notes. Thank you so much for coming on the show with us. It was awesome.
Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Kaylee.
Bye.
All right, guys, it is time to wrap up the show. I wanted to make sure I invite you. I'm going to get rid of this promo code. Hold on. All right, I'm going to want to invite you to our next show on January 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I hope that you can join us. Bring your coffee if it's early for you. And I also wanted to just say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and have a wonderful, safe New Year. I wanted to just thank you for your support. I've gotten to meet some of you guys throughout this year at our workshops, and I just so really appreciate all of the time that you guys take to watch this show every month. It's my baby. I love it, and so important to me. So thank you, and happy holidays. I also wanted to say, if you have any questions for our next show, go ahead and shoot them over to me. You can email them at marketing@mayesh.com. You can put them in the comments here or in the comments on our blog posts, on the replays. I definitely keep track of all of those. I read everything, I promise. And it's just time to wrap it up. So first of all, if you're new to the show, thank you for watching. Please follow our channel, follow Facebook, so that way you get notifications. If you found value in the show, please share it. If you haven't done so already, thank you for that. And again, thank you for coming and being a part of this. I love having you guys here. Shelly, Dave, and I will be back with you next month. So send in your questions and ask us anything. With that, I hope you have a rocking day, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.